Hello, loves. This is Emme Rain, and today we're going to talk about what's necessary, right? So I'm going to keep this very short. It is because it's important for you to be able to chew on it, okay? When I look at where I am now versus where I come from and all the things that went into the process of beginning to now, and I'm nowhere near the end of my life or my journey, I have to ask myself, for as much as there are things that I regret, could I have made it to the person that I am without those things? One of the things that's interesting is, I'm not one of those people that ever say, oh, I'm about to retire or whatever. But after I got married, I have slowed down quite a bit. And I was content to just be like, okay, I've done a lot already. And I can just chill out. But then when I was met with a lot of opposition with me doing everything that I could do to be out the way, it reignited a fire inside of me. And so when you look at it like that, was the enemy your enemy or was the enemy your friend? Yes, they think of themselves as opposition. Yes, they intend harm. Yes, you've been through things that hurt considerably, that left scars that you still deal with, that has shifted how you deal with people and how you move through life. But on the other side of that, especially those of you who have healed and you know exactly what I'm talking about, you have become something beautiful, something special, something powerful to somebody or maybe many people, right? Could you have been that something without the disappointment, the pain, the frustration, and all of that in your past? Maybe that's what it takes. And it's really not a maybe. I say maybe because that's not everybody's path, right? Some people, they're raised in whatever glorious energy they're raised in, and they are raised to be great. They are groomed for greatness from childhood. So for them, they don't have to have certain things happen to them. But for those of us who were planted in the mud, right? For those of us who were planted in the desert where things don't grow, that were planted in concrete jungles and had to find or create a crack to grow through, well, that's what makes you so strong, so resilient, so powerful, so incredibly understanding, so self-aware and aware also of others. I don't regret, and again, I say this not being insensitive for people who are at different phases of their healing journey, but I do not regret a single horrible act that was perpetrated upon me, because to regret it is to regret the outcome of it. Everybody has a choice in this life. You can choose to let the things that you go through block you, hinder you, scare you, put you in a box, make you angry and bitter, non-responsive in life. Or you can choose to honor yourself even with that badge of shame, you may call it, that you have to carry with you. And by the way, shame is overrated, okay? Have you done things that you shouldn't have? Yes. Have I? Yes. And oftentimes when we were doing it, in those moments, we didn't realize that we could do better, that we should do better. We were doing the best of what we could do with the thinking that we had. And I think mercy for yourself is always the flavor of the day. Mercy doesn't mean that you're going to continue on in the behavior. You already have felt bad about it. You've already identified the fact that that frequency and that activity and those words don't belong to you because they don't feel good to you for you to be in them. That's how you know what's right for you and what's wrong for you. Okay? So again, some of you are dealing with a lot of pain about things that happened to you, and you're not realizing what it made you into, which is beautiful. And so ultimately, when I say things like either you're a friend or you're food, which is still a friend to me, okay, that's what I mean. Friend or fool simply means that there is no world, no universe, nothing that can be created that is going to make you someone that I should be afraid of, or anyone, right? The reality is anything you do to me is going to work for me because I have made that determination for my own life. And I hope that you guys will too. Because if you don't, it is people and circumstances out here that will make you your own worst enemy. That's how a lot of people live day by day. They are their own worst enemy. Their head is toxic. What they think about themselves. I can't read. I don't feel like doing this. I'm lazy. I procrastinate. I'm shy. I can't speak well. I'm not good at math. I'm not good at English. I don't spell well. I can't do the internet. I can't do technology. I can't. Right? It's a broken record. That's toxic as fuck. This is you speaking about you. And that is what happens when you don't realize you have a choice about how you're going to respond to the things that people have done to you. When people hurt you, you have the option to use the pain to make yourself stronger. Back when I was in college in Monticello, Arkansas, I don't know why the hell it happened or what I was thinking, but one day I ended up down there working out with football players. And I was like a size 6. I was 29 pounds. You know what I'm saying? And, but for whatever reason, I had a point to prove that I could press as much as anybody else. I couldn't, but I could do way better than all of them thought I could. I became like the mascot for a minute, right? Because I was in there trying to work out with football players. And it hurt the first week. Man, whoo. You know, you normally park your car on wherever you park your car on campus and you walk all over campus back and forth to your classes. I had to drive. My legs was killing me. But by week 3, you couldn't tell me I wasn't a track star. You just couldn't tell me nothing. My legs was just, them things was stinging. It was nice. But sometimes you got to go through the pain. So when people hurt you, think of it like that. You tearing because you're lifting, right? You're tearing. You're making room. You're destroying the old to build up the new. So you look at what they do, what they said, how they treat you. And you say, this was to make me stronger. This is about to give me insight about what kind of person I want to be. If I don't like being treated a certain way, I'm most definitely am not going to treat other people that way. Because I'm not the only person that don't like being treated that way. I don't like bougie people who always want to exclude people because of how they look or where they live or how much money they make or whatever. I don't like it. I've endured it. And so for me, I'm more inclusive. I don't tell people my house is too good for you to come to. Because I don't believe that. I don't tell people I'm too high and mighty for you to hug me. I'm going to hug you. And you're going to be hugged, okay, if you come in my vicinity. And I'm going to listen to you and make eye contact to make sure you know that you matter to me in that moment. Now, it might only be a moment, okay, because it'd be a lot of press. But that's something that I believe in because I know what it's like to feel disregarded. Your worst enemies are teaching you how to be the best human being you could possibly be. Let them do it. They're teaching you how to thrive in a society and an environment that's not always conducive to growth. Let them. In their mind, they'll call themselves your worst enemy. But in your mind, you remember what they really are. They're a friend to your growth and food for your development. Okay, I'm Emme motherfucking Rain, and without the M, it would just be some other fucker. And believe you me, this is the best one you gonna get. Okay, so follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I'm on all platforms as well as on TikTok. We just launched Moments of Mindfulness podcast, so that's YouTube at Moments of Mindfulness podcast. So I'm on YouTube. I'm on Twitter. The only thing I'm not on is Threads, and we'll see. Okay, y'all have a great day. Mwah.